Welcome back to another episode of Flash Review. Today's topic is going to be nothing, but one thing about this video is actually technically a song, and I'm technically singing right now because there is music in the background, and if there's music in the background, I think that makes it a song automatically, and I believe that saying anything over a song, vocalizing over a song, is singing. Like spoken word poet, I'd say. You know, if I listen to spoken word poet, I'd say that guy's a really good singer. You know, he's really good at singing. Doesn't matter if he even knows how to sing, because I think that my definition of singing is different than other people's, and you just have to accept people's definition on things, because you know, if the definition says something, it doesn't mean it's actually true. It's open to interpretation. Like, as an example, orange and door. Those might be two entirely different things, not even similar in really any way, but I think that they are the same thing, because I interpret the definitions as being the exact same, even though they're entirely different. But besides that, let's get to the reviewing of the games. Hey! Today, I'm gonna be reviewing some Flash games. So our first game is a 8-bit platformer called Olu. Olu as a platformer is pretty standard. Obviously it's not as good as any Mario game or whatever, but in the scale of a Flash game, the platforming mechanics are actually pretty decent, and the only bad thing is that the hitboxes can be occasionally not very good. You can just see with your own eyes that you get hit when you're not even close to somewhere, and it makes the game feel a lot less precise when you could just die from it's really hard to know where you're actually supposed to be. But for all the game did that was actually good, this game gets a 7 out of 10. It's closer to a 6 than an 8. Out of all the platforming games that I've reviewed, it's definitely one of the best ones, in the top 10 for sure. Okay, let's get into the next game. Our next one's also a platforming game called Cube the Runners. First of all, what I want to say is that it has pretty good 3D graphics, and as I remember, I might be wrong, it has pretty good hitboxes, so already pretty good. But let's talk about the actual gameplay. So in the game, you only have one thing that you do. You left click, and what that does is it does every action you do. So whether that be jumping or moving position, it does that. Yes, you do not automatically move position. You have to click to move the position. But one thing I don't like about this is sometimes if you click too early, it makes it so that you jump, or something like weird stuff happens if you click too early or too late, like you don't jump or something, because for some reason the game seems like almost out of sync with when you actually click, and it can be very, very annoying. There's also 3 levels which go up in scale. I didn't actually play all the levels, and I didn't complete any of them because the game's it's pretty annoying, and what you get from it is it has decent graphics, but I wouldn't really ever return to it. That being said, I'd probably give the game like a 5 out of 10. This next one's called like Cars, and first of all, the graphics are pretty decent. They're about as good as you'd normally expect. So basically in the game, you have to do all these things where you have to basically go up hoops and not fall or not go to the side of things. And first of all, sometimes when you make the slightest movement, it just fully derails you. You lose, right? But then sometimes it barely does anything, and it's like, come on. And another thing to mention is you actually slowly go faster and faster as the game goes on, and you can start going slower by hitting the brake a few times, but most of the time going faster is just better, and it's actually all the time. I thought, if I go slower, maybe I can make this ramp, but what actually happens is the same thing that always happens. You just get derailed. I didn't play this game for that long, but from what I did play, it definitely has some potential, but I'm not liking it that much. I'll probably give this one like a 5. But that's pretty much all. make that's the video. Only 3 games this time. I forgot to play one, but that's besides the point. Bam. All right. Hey, how's it going? So today I want to talk about definitions. So my opinion on definitions is well, it's not really opinion. It's just a fact. Because here's the thing: when you look at a definition of a word, it doesn't matter your opinion on what you think that word means. The definition is just true, right? This is true. And you might say, wait a minute, but what's the definition of definition? Well, actually, I have that prepared here. So, I don't know if you can read that, but, so it says, a statement of the exact meaning of a word, especially in a dictionary. Second meaning is, the degree of distinction. The second one doesn't really matter. But when a word has its exact meaning in the definition, you can't say, oh, well, I think it means something else. Because I don't care. It doesn't matter what you think. The definition is just all that matters. And I actually tried to find a video on YouTube about why definitions can't be trusted or something. But when I looked that up, nothing actually showed up. I probably could have done something to maybe get the video right, because maybe YouTube assumes that someone isn't dumb enough to be like, I don't trust definitions, because it's kind of like saying, well, the earth is flat. What I'm trying to say is, if you can say, oh, well, I think that the definition of this word is different than the actual definition, then I could say, okay, well, my definition of ending a video is actually the midpoint of the video, because, that's just when I feel like everyone stops watching my videos. So the video ends for a lot of people at like the 3-minute part. So does that mean that the end of the video is 3 minutes? The answer is yes.